Hey guys, Sonda here. Welcome back. Bringing you game 2 between Flash and JwaJa. Calling him JJ for commentating purposes, so I can not stutter quite as bad. But anyways, this is going to be game 2. Flash convincingly took game 1. Really convincingly, I'd have to say. Really, JJ wasn't able to put up much of a fight. But who would be able to put up a fight against this 17-year-old stud, a.k.a. Flash here? But game 2 is going to be played on Outsider, and that is something that JJ, that he has to be a little happy about. It is pretty Zerg favoring. I haven't looked at the stats recently, or I forgot to look at the stats, so I think it's 60% ZVT. And I think they did a pretty good job to balance up the maps, though, I'd have to say, because we have Heartbreak Ridge, which is a little Terran favoring against Zerg, which is 60% against 40%, and then Outsider, which is 60% favoring for Zerg against 40% against Terran. And then game 3 is on Destination fairly even as well. So it's nothing to do with that. If JJ loses and he blames the map pool, then we might have a problem. Then we might build a bash him. But if he just loses and he's cool about it, he's GGing and stuff, just leave the kid alone, guys. He's facing Flash. Don't say, I could do better than that. I could do it. No, you couldn't. It's Flash. He has more, I mean, really, his macro and his micro is so up to par. One of the best pro gamers out there. So all you wannabes know you couldn't mess with him. But anyway, so we do have the game starting here. And just starting now for syncing purposes as well. It's going to be played on Outsider, and it looks like we are going to have Flash at the 6 o'clock position, spawning as the orange Terran, and then we have JJ at the 9 o'clock position, spawning as the, it looked like white Zerg. 1 second. Yeah, it's the white Zerg here. I can't wait to see this kid's face. Actually, a little more calm. I think he realizes that his chances are limited, and now he's just going to play for fun. Has nothing to lose. If he wasn't already like that before the point. Like, imagine going home and telling your friends that, oh, yeah, so tomorrow, yeah, you know, I qualified. Oh, nice, dude. So who do you play? Oh, I just play, you know, Flash. Yeah, I hear he's not that bad. Yeah, and then, you know. And what do you say as his friend, like, oh, yeah, dude, you can beat him, and really, he knows you're completely lying. But honestly, what would you say? I mean, really, it's been pretty ugly. I expect game 2 to be definitely for Flash, unless really JJ can use this map. I feel this is a map that lower level Zergs can beat higher level Terrans here, but we are going to see the wall in here from Flash here. But really, I think it is a map that really favors Zerg. You can go ahead and get the double gas. You can basically get 4 gas and only have that 1 defense. You only have to defend that 1 choke. And Flash doesn't even worry about it. A lot of time you'll see a 12 hatch here from Zerg, and you'll see an 8 racks from Flash. But Flash knows that he doesn't want his opponent holding it off and then being behind. He knows if he plays standard, he can make up for that map. Make up for the map difference and just walk over him. In theory, you'd think Outsiders better for Zerg than it really is. It's only 60-40. In theory, you'd think it's like 75-25, like 3-1. But really, Terran have been able to make up for it, and Protoss have been able to make up for it a little bit. But really, the 8 racks has been able to stop the 12 patch. We've seen games, Kanata versus Jadong, a prime example. That how many times did we see the 8 racks from Kanata? We saw it 3 times actually in a best of 5 series. A little redundant. Definitely wanted to win and ended up losing anyways. But anyways, I'm not a fan of Jadong. I have nothing against him. Yeah, he's great for the game. He plays really hard. He's an incredible player. I mean, really, everything I have to say is good for him, but I really just not a fan. And I was really happy to see in the Pro League Finals, shut your mouth if you haven't, or shut your ears, not shut your mouth lips. If you haven't heard it, I'm about to spoil it. But yeah, Fantasy versus Jadong, guys, that was pretty awesome. We have the spawning pool coming down as well as the hatchery. Anyways, we are going to see mech here from Flash. Going to build, the Overlord has seen it though, with the early gas, we know that, and we do have the factory coming down. And we are probably going to see, there's a couple ways, different ways you can play Fact. Mask Goliath, you can see a mix of it. You can see race into Eminem. You can see vultures. You can see a couple vultures now. Actually, that's it. Actually built. He's going to take that 3rd hatchery. Going to be a little susceptible to vultures if that's what Flash goes for. Flash has seen the 3rd hatchery. So really, I think as a player, JJ's pretty set on macro games here, and I think that's a right bet. If you go 2 hatch, really Flash's defense against 2 hatch builds is pretty superb, especially against a player who won't have the top Zerg micro with those mutalists and such. And this SCV staying alive. He's going pretty short on those lings, making quite a few drones here, and his economy is going to be really, really strong if he can keep this harassment to a minimal. And now we are going to see two port race here. Flash, oh boy, JJ's night is about to get very ugly. A bad nightmare is about to strike. I really do not know. Flash is going to play this. Oh boy, this is going to be ugly, I have a feeling. JJ maybe will hold it off. He has 3 hatches. There's a lot of places for harassment here. That Overlord hasn't quite seen it, but he's got to have a guess when he doesn't see a Vulture come out, when he doesn't see an expansion, when he doesn't see something. He's going to have a guess what's going up. I'd assume a Suicide Overlord could come into play even, but really there's nothing, maybe not even Suicide because there's no anti-air. There's that one Marine, but I think he has an idea of what he's going against, and that's exactly what that Marine is doing. He's going to try to scare away that Overlord and delay JJ knowing that he is going for those 2-port race here. And really, Flash is a player that can really abuse the fact of the 2-port race. Constant harassment. We do see the Hydralisk Den, and now we see the Sunken Colonies. The Hydralisk Den is the right reaction here, though, from JJ, so that is good news from here. And we do see the second gas going down as well. We have a couple Wraiths coming up. We do have that one Wraith, and Flash is actually going to reveal his weapon after one Wraith. He's going to be able to snipe that Overlord here, and he's probably... now he's going to be able to put a lot of pressure on, constantly harass here, and I'm interested to see exactly how he plans to do. If he doesn't win with those paper-thin Wraiths anyways, we'd have the Evolution Chamber coming down as well here, but he doesn't have any Hydralisk out quite yet. We do see a Creep Colony. It looks like he's actually going to put a Spore. These Wraiths are actually shooting down drones already here. There goes another drone, and now they're just going to go for all these drone kills. His third's probably not even really up and running yet, but Flash is only off one base, but he has to keep this harassment to a minimal here, and Flash looks like he's already getting quite a bit of damage done. He is going to actually put up Spore Colonies just to show you. This is kind of usually you don't see the top pros do this, like JwaJa will just dominate him with Hydralisk, and we do have a couple Hydras out here. Now we do see the control tower here, and we are actually going to see Cloak being upgraded, so Flash is going to stick to this for the moment, taking a couple hits there, but nice micros so far, and it probably, lead us famous for going 2-port race and then transitioning into four racks or usually M&M push basically, and I think that is the right thing to do, or definitely transfer. I don't think Marines and that's the thing about race. It's almost like when a Protoss goes Corsair Reaver, you have all this harassment, you're killing their economy, but if you can't stop their ground army, then you're not going to win the games, and I think people go too far with race too often, but if you use them for the initial harassment, because when you get to a certain point, when the Hydra's count gets kind of high, Wraith harassment is going to be held to a very, very low amounts of kills, low amount of drone kills, low amount of anything. But right now, Flash has a couple of minutes here where he can do a lot of damage. And it looks like we are going to see him transfer back into those racks. Probably going to see a couple more that come down, or he could probably see an expansion, considering his opponent is off 3 bases. He now has 5 Wraiths. We do have a Spore Colony up in the main and the natural, and a couple Hydras, but that third is still a place he can do quite a bit of damage. It's actually going to come in here and just snipe off a Hydralisk. Almost snipes it off, actually. You can snipe off 1 or 2 Hydras at a time, but when you go against even a small group of Hydras, Wraiths are very paper thin, take a lot of damage very quickly. We are seeing that Cloak being in use, but luckily for those 4 colonies, they're going to be able to detect that. That is a nice thing about that, until you get the Overlord speed. It's kind of a nightmare, and JJ doesn't quite have that here, but these Wraiths are going around just picking off whatever they can, and another drone falls here, and that's more importantly, it's a drone on gas, going to slow him down a little bit here, and Flash is going to go ahead and run 1 back. Is he using it for scouting purposes? I'm not exactly sure. He still has 5 here, and